Taking the High Road podcast, presented to you by Divorce Buddy and Certified Divorce Coach. Welcome to the show. In the Taking the High Road podcast, you'll learn simple strategies for creating a healthy divorce no matter what stage you are at. This podcast also has a companion book available from Amazon.com that includes valuable insights from 11 certified divorce coaches. To learn more, be sure to visit highroadanddivorce.com. Again, that's highroadanddivorce.com. On today's episode, we're pleased to have Lisa McNally, who's an entrepreneur, professional, and most importantly, mother of three. She's got 20 years of experience working with divorced individuals, couples, and families in all aspects of family law matters, including divorce, separation, child custody, co-parenting, and parental rights. Lisa's firsthand experience with personal, familial, psychological, and financial destruction divorce frequently has on families is what fueled her desire to help minimize and potentially eliminate the damage families experience. So I'm pleased to welcome Lisa McNally as our guest today. Lisa, welcome to the show, and how are you doing?
Thank you, Jeremy. I'm doing well.
Well, that's great, Lisa. Can you share with us a little bit about what you do, specifically changing times mediation and best interest coaching?
Certainly. As a divorce mediator, I work with couples in the process of ending their marriages, reach mutually acceptable agreements regarding their marital-related matters in a confidential, individualized, self-determining, and less expensive and time-consuming way in which the parties, not the court, control the decisions that affect their family, their finances, their business, and their lives. As a divorce mediator, I'm a neutral third party who doesn't take anyone's side in the divorce. My role is to help the parties communicate effectively with each other to facilitate the parties' discussions in an effort to reach well-thought-out agreements. I do this by helping the parties identify the issues that must be resolved for them to dissolve their marriages as per the state that they're divorcing in. And in helping them do so, I help them to identify and discuss viable options to resolve their issues, to clearly define their agreements, and keeping them focused on the issues at hand throughout the process. The outcome of their work with me as a mediator is a final mediated agreement that contains the agreements that they've reached in the mediation process, which they want the overseeing court to approve and incorporate into their decree of divorce. As a divorce coach, I work with just one of the individuals involved in a marriage that's ending. In this role, I work one-on-one with my client, helping them to navigate their way through the overwhelm and stress that's often part of the divorce.
So, Lisa, can you describe your role as a divorce coach?
Certainly. As a divorce coach, I work with just one of the individuals involved in a marriage that's ending. In this role, I work one-on-one with my client, helping them to navigate their way through the overwhelm and stress that's often part of a divorce. My client receives support from me related to managing aspects of their divorce that don't require legal advice, including helping them develop and utilize skills necessary to minimize the stress associated with their divorce and maximize their ability to achieve their divorce-related goals. Throughout the coaching process, I help my clients learn how to effectively become and remain resilient, advocate for themselves and their children throughout the divorce process and beyond, identify and communicate their needs, wants, and desires to a successful way, communicate with the other parties involved in their divorce, including their spouse, attorney, and other professionals, manage conflict in a positive way, get and remain organized, make informed decisions, identify and set goals, prioritize and complete the many tasks and deadlines related to their divorce, employ time management techniques, identify, seek, and secure professional services when deemed necessary, and maintain a future focus on what's important for them and what's in their best interest as well as their children's best interest.
Lisa, I understand that you're a licensed real estate broker with many years of experience in real estate transactions that involve those types of transactions that are really common in divorces. So short sales, distress sales, foreclosures. Can you tell us a little bit about how your real estate training and experience benefits your divorce mediation and coaching clients?
Yes. My real estate training and experience have proven to be incredibly valuable to my clients as it relates to real estate they possess an interest in, particularly as it relates to the party's marital home. For most couples, the largest, most valuable asset they possess is their marital home, and thus what happens with it can have a significant impact on their finances in many different ways. Additionally, it's often understandably one of the most difficult topics for people to discuss because they view their home as their safe place, and they created that home together, and losing it, in addition to their marriage ending, can sometimes be simply overwhelming and unbearable. My years of real estate experience and training enable me to help the people I'm working with have meaningful and productive discussions about the various options that may be available to them related to their real estate. I help them identify the options that they decide are most desirable and viable to them, help them think through, in essence, troubleshoot those options, keeping everyone's best interest in mind, and ultimately choose and define the terms and conditions of the options that they deem to be the best for them and their children. These discussions are, of course, very sensitive in nature, but critical to my clients' ongoing well-being, both financially and emotionally, and require specific expertise and knowledge to successfully outline the steps to be taken to transition them into their new lives and their living situations. My real estate training and experience enables me to help my clients reach agreements that are tailored to their specific needs and abilities, which has been absolutely invaluable to my clients.
So Lisa, how did you get started in divorce coaching and divorce mediation?
My interest in becoming a divorce mediator began in the late 1990s during my career as a family law paralegal. In that role, I assisted a family law attorney in litigating all aspects of divorces through the court system and witnessed how incredibly costly and destructive that approach was on the individuals involved in the divorce, their children, and their family members. I found the negative effects of the court process on their continued parenting relationships, finances, emotional well-being, and futures to be barbaric, long-lasting, and I felt very avoidable under different circumstances. My desire to help minimize the negative effects of divorce on individuals, children, and families inspired me to pursue becoming a divorce mediator. Since that time, I've successfully helped hundreds of families mediate all aspects of their divorces in a confidential, respectful, and dignified manner without the need for court involvement. I became a divorce coach to broaden my ability to help people experiencing divorce. As a divorce coach, I'm able to help individuals that, for whatever reason, aren't candidates for mediation, but can still benefit from having someone help them navigate their way through the often complex journey of their divorce. I really can't say enough about how incredibly effective mediation is for couples and divorce coaching is for individuals, and the benefits to any children involved are simply immeasurable.
Well, that's some great advice, Lisa. Now, what would you say would be some of the most common obstacles or hurdles that prevent divorcing couples from achieving their desired outcomes?
The answer to that question is different for mediation and coaching clients. In mediation, I would say that the most common fear people have about the mediation process is that they don't know what they don't know, especially about their finances. Oftentimes in a relationship, the parties divvy up various marital responsibilities, such as child rearing and family finances, with one of them taking the lead on managing those, and the other typically being informed but not intimately aware of all of the details. In coaching, I would say that the most common misconception people have is that coaching is the same as therapy. For that reason, those individuals already partaking in therapy may avoid coaching because they think it will duplicate the services and support they're already receiving. For individuals that aren't in therapy because they, for whatever reason, don't think that they can benefit from therapy, also think that they can't benefit from coaching, thinking they're essentially the same thing.
That makes a lot of sense, Lisa. I can see how people would definitely conflate the two between coaching and mediation, and they are very distinct. Now, how would you recommend, or how do couples overcome these obstacles?
In mediation, once engaged in the mediation process, the parties' concerns and fears about the unknown are relatively quickly alleviated when they learn that the process of mediation includes both parties becoming familiar with all aspects of the family finances and other details of their relationship issues before discussing them, identifying possible solutions, and reaching agreements. With regard to divorce coaching, although there are some areas of overlap with divorce coaching and therapy, they are unique in nature, focus, and outcome, and therefore two very different professions. Some of the critical differences are a divorce coach's focus is on evolving and manifesting their client's potential, whereas a therapist's focus is on healing and understanding. A divorce coach's emphasis is on the present and future, whereas a therapist's emphasis is on the past and present. A divorce coach is action, being, and solution-oriented, whereas a therapist is problem-oriented. A divorce coach explores actions and behaviors that manifest high self-esteem, whereas a therapist explores the genesis of behaviors that create low self-esteem. A divorce coach works mainly with external issues, whereas a therapist works mainly with internal issues. And finally, a divorce coach uses coaching skills, whereas a therapist uses therapy skills.
Now, what would you say is one of the most important things for people to consider?
Although there are many benefits couples experience when they mediate rather than litigate, including the process being less expensive and time-consuming than litigation, I believe the most valuable and important one is the fact that they, not the court, attorneys, or other professionals, make the decisions that affect them and their children and their futures. They maintain control over making the decisions that affect their lives, essentially. In divorce coaching, clients benefit greatly from having someone with the knowledge and expertise to help them through all aspects of their divorce journey. Someone that bridges the gap between their emotional needs and legal needs. Someone that understands and can help them through their difficult present and future focus and help them maintain an eye on what they want their lives to be like, as well as the lives of their children. Someone that believes in them and helps them believe in themselves.
Well, Lisa, thank you so much for joining us today for this conversation. We really appreciate the insights. Now, as far as the listener getting in touch with you to learn more about your services, what's the best way for them to do that?
Well, you're welcome, Jeremy. It's been my pleasure. I invite listeners and readers and those that care about to reach out to me confidentially in whatever way is most comfortable for them, by phone, by email, or via my website, to schedule a free, no-obligation consultation and receive my 10 critical steps to prepare for divorce. I offer in-person consultations to those that are able to meet with me in person, as well as consultations via Skype and phone. My services are not limited by geographical location, so I'm able to work with people in all states, and I'm happy to do so.
And Lisa, what is your phone number and the URL for your websites?
Okay, the phone number is 603-617-0806, and I can be reached via my website with two different URLs. The first one is www.lisamcnally.com, and the second is www.bestinterestcoaching.com.
Well, thank you, Lisa. We really appreciate you sharing your insights and having you as a guest on the show today.
Thank you very much, Jeremy. I appreciate your time.
Thank you for joining us today on the Taking the High Road podcast. Be sure to stay tuned for the next episode. And if you're interested in learning more about the companion book available from Amazon, visit highroadindivorce.com. Again, that's highroadindivorce.com. Thanks again.